How you doing out there, YouTube world? It's your man's Rock B. Like, share, subscribe. And this is another rendition of Rock B on the Throne. Talk a little bit more serious about some things that's been on my mind. I first off like to start off by saying is God is colorblind. And why I say that is because through the years I've been trying to figure out why niggas just can't get it together. Why we can be so influenced by the opposition and it quickly takes us out of position. You got some of us that believe this way, some of them believe that way, just like, especially when Obama was being president, the first black president, he could have, ain't nothing he could have did wrong. I was going to get him in there just based on he was black, because I remember my teacher telling me that I probably would never see a black president, She told me that when I was in 3rd or 4th grade or something. And social study class teacher, forgot that bitch name. But so yeah, I would have got him in there regardless, because when I think of that, I think of other little black boys such as myself growing up, seeing that, it gives us a certain level of hope that we can make it. Like we're going to be there. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is not the white man's world. And, that's why I would have voted for the brother, just to give all the young little brothers and all other brothers out there in the world some hope, And I couldn't understand why other black folks was against him, they probably was pulling this card and all that old shit. He probably done a whole bunch of shit that he wasn't supposed to be doing and shit like that and all this old shit. Growing up learning. And but motherfucker was niggas was bashing him, and I couldn't understand it. Like, why not just shut up and let that nigga get up in there? Let's get at him after he get up in there. Let the nigga in there first, goddamn. So we can have our first black motherfucker running this motherfucking country, Ain't like that with folks. I just couldn't really understand it, Heard a quote off this rap one time. I don't know if it was an Ice Cube joint, At the end of it was like, niggas watch Medgar Evers die. Niggas watch Martin Luther King die. Niggas watch so-and-so die. Die, nigga, die, nigga, die, nigga, right? And what he was saying about that, it just, certain black folks, they just, certain of us, we're just different, I mean, we're different. We're different. We probably got the same type of ethnic background, but we're different. Okay. Talking about ethnic background, right? You grow up, you become a victim of your environment, the product of your environment, and, and so you learn what you learn and you know what you know based on what you see and what you've been taught and what you've grown up with. A baby wouldn't know how to walk if no one would teach him how to walk. A baby wouldn't know how to eat, no one would teach him how to eat, And, just the things that we learn and the things that we think we know, we learn them through life's experience. We don't just come out the pussy just knowing shit. No, that ain't what it is. Motherfucker got to teach us every step of the way. We got to learn every step. We got to see something. You put a baby in an incubator, in a little bubble or something, and don't do nothing. And just let that baby grow. That baby will probably die because he wouldn't know how to feed it. Put some food around him. He might start eating, But he wouldn't know how to eat. He wouldn't know how to pick up that bottle. He wouldn't want to do nothing. Can he move right? Faculties ain't even all that. It's got to be taught. It's got to be shown where that titty's at. Got to be shown where that food's at. And all that old type shit. Got to be shown how to get that shit. So that's all of us when we're born. We might be born in different shades, but when we're born, we're just born not knowing. And we're born into this tainted motherfucking world, just like you got the black ink spot. Put that in some water and watch that dilute the whole water. You know that saying, and that theory and all that old type shit. But that's what life is like. You know, soon as you teach a motherfucker something, bam, that just distorts this motherfucker mind, put him on the path on his teachers. Whatever the teachers, whatever the guidance is, that's the path he's going to be on or she's going to be on. Okay. So when I see that, we're born pure and we become evil. We become different. We become that. And so now it's been slavery and all kind of wicked atrocity amongst men going on since the beginning of the time. I mean, if everything we read and see in the Bible, reading the Bibles and see on the hieroglyphics on the wall and all the stories we hear are true, you know what I'm saying? It's been atrocities against each other for so long, you know, genocide, you know, for so long, man. And it still goes on right today in different kind of ways, man. Social media, you know, all kind of shit, you know, it's still going on. Motherfuckers still killing up each other, right? So now I get to the point where I just can't blame the white man on every goddamn thing, right? White man, the evil person is doing what the evil person does. I'm not just going to say white man. The evil person does what evil does. You know, that's what they does. They hide and fuckery, trickery, beguilement, all that old type shit. That's what they do. That's the world they thrive and survive in and shit like that. They get off on that shit. And it's evil in all different nationalities, all races and colors. Right? I know white man that's been doing bad on it to the niggas in America, but we've been doing bad on ourselves. Like when Kanye said some shit like slavery was a choice when he said that on TMZ, right? And what he meant by that, everybody bashed. What he mean by that is I'd rather die to be back in slavery. I better die than, you know what I'm saying, be under your rule. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what a lot of them Native Americans did. They wasn't having none of it. That's why they damn near wiped them all out and shit, because they wasn't having none of it. I guess the niggas would be, but no, our continent too big. We wouldn't have been wiped all the way out. Our continent's too damn big. And so, you know, that's what Kanye was saying when he was on TMZ. He wasn't saying that there was a choice that we just decided to beat slavery. Nah, it was just like, you know, at a point you can say, I'm not doing this. We're going to fight until we're free or fight until we die. You know what I'm saying? Live free or die, live or die trying, whatever you say that saying. So, and that's what it's about. So now, I think the white motherfuckers be getting a bad rap. Of course, they be on the bullshit, but everybody else be on the bullshit too. In case in point, in California, I mean, we used to call white dudes peckerwoods, honkies, all that old shit. That was their nigger. Calling them niggers and shit like that, right? Some white boys, you still can't call that shit. But in California, they flipped the script. You know, they call each other peckerwoods and shit like that. And you 100% wood. You say, hey, what's up, wood? You know what I'm saying? A white dude in California, he'll respect that and all that old type shit. You know what I'm saying? Honky for life, all it. They adopted shit. Kind of how we adopt a nigga, but on a different shit. They adopted it different. Our nigga, we took it for ourselves and can't nobody else say it. You can go call them woods and shit like that in California. They'd be all right. You know what I'm saying? Called a motherfucker like that out here in Oklahoma one time. He was about ready to take my motherfucking head off. He's like, you ain't in Kansas no more, buddy. In Oklahoma, we don't use those terms out here. You know, he told me some shit like that. Ready to tear my head off, big old wood. But yeah, demographics. But so the nigger word, the N word, man, we use it. Now, what we should have done, niggas, we should just lock that word down and let nobody say it, nobody use it, no other homies, you know what I'm saying? Fuck if you was raised with us. We should have locked it down from day one. We let it be loose. Now everybody's saying the N-word. Now it's supposed to be the trendy thing to do, you know what I'm saying? But it still bothers certain people because we know the hatred and where it comes from and all that old type shit. I use it in terms of endearment. Sometimes I get mad and use it, whatever the fuck, because it's part of my, you know, where I was raised, what I say and shit. It's hard for me to get it out of me. But I'm not worried about it. It's just a word. You know what I'm saying? But it does bother me when somebody uses it in a derogatory sense towards me. You know, it's just like the word bitch. Like I see sisters and girls, they be called, oh, that's my bitch. But as soon as you call a girl a bitch, she gonna be on something different. You know, just the way you use it and shit like that. But if niggas was bothered about it anyway, like I said, we should have locked that word down long time ago. Nobody should be able to use it. Somebody said we on their ass or to go to jail or what. Nobody should be using it. Whatever the fuck. We should have locked that down. But we let it loose and we still tripping on it. A word. Dude. Niggas is just like, you know, we ain't figured it out yet. We ain't figured it out yet. And we out here hating on each other. You know what I'm saying? We out here hating on each other in America. We wired at the white man. We can't even get together for ourselves here now. Talking about that. Let's go way back. Cain killed Abel. It's always been dissension, hatred amongst men, amongst brothers. And the slave started with niggas selling niggas to white folks or Europeans or whatever the fuck whatnot. That's how the slave trade started. Couldn't no boat full of white motherfuckers to a continent full of niggas and get nothing unless somebody allowed that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas went and stole other niggas, stole them to white folks, you know what I'm saying, for whatever trinkets they could get. Mirrors and shit, you know. What the fuck they got. You know, a nigga for a mirror. Man, 5 niggas for 2 mirrors, you know, all kind of shit, right? So, you know, how you gonna be mad at the white dudes? Evil does what evil does. Evil sold niggas and evil bought niggas. And then the niggas that they bought, different tribes, they know each other languages. They tried to keep it together, but we come from the bullshit. Soon as we see somebody else winning, thinking he ain't gonna give us none, we go bad. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the fuck whatnot. Or we just try to keep it all for ourselves or whatever the fuck whatnot. Instead of sharing, instead of dying together. You know what I'm saying? We just don't have it in us, niggas. Some of us do. We need to get us in us. We can't keep blaming it on the white man because, nigga, it's that nigga behind the trigger a lot of time pulling the motherfucking, the nigga pulling the trigger on me. You know what I'm saying? I know the white man's in the motherfucking brain, but it's a lot of information out there to let you motherfucker know the white motherfuckers in your brain. There's bullshit in your brain. I ain't gonna say it's a white motherfucker in your brain. It's evil in your brain. God is colorblind, man. God is colorblind, man. Don't get me wrong. Love my black people. Pro-black like a motherfucker. Black is me, nigga. Black is me. All day. Africa me all day. Rock beef. You know me. You know what it is. But damn, niggas, we need to get together and stop hating on each other and start realizing that it ain't the white man's fault no more, man. It's our fault, man. We need to get together because if we get together and pull it all together, motherfuckers can't do shit. Understand that. That's Rock B. That's my little excerpt of the day. Rock B on the throne. No. I'm getting it out, not getting it in. Check it out, man. Rock B YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe.